It's great to be here. My name is Jeff G. and I'm honored to serve this year as the chair of the Joint Powers Board, which oversees Caltrain. And it's great to have everybody here with the public to see our beautiful new electric trains. Yes. We've got a short program this morning, but before we get started, I want to introduce some of my colleagues on the Joint Powers Board. Vice Chair Deb Davis, Director Rico Medina, and again, thank you for all being here. We got a program of several different speakers, but I just want to say thank you to the visionaries. It was a long time ago that commuter rail on the peninsula, somebody wanted to end it. And a group came together and said, no, we need to continue commuter rail service on the San Francisco Peninsula. And when that happened, those same visionaries said, we need to then electrify commuter rail on the peninsula. Greener trains, more frequent stops, quieter trains, and it's all going to happen when we go into revenue service next year. Yes! But to do this, it takes a big village. And you'll hear from our partners this morning at the federal, the state, the local level, and all of our riding public. It takes all of us working together to achieve that vision. And I want to thank everybody, all of our partners, for helping that vision and that dream come true. So first up, I'd like to invite State Senator Wiener to join us here and give his few thoughts.
I have long legs. Good morning, everyone. This is incredibly exciting. I as a former MTC commissioner, I remember all the work and the years and years of moving towards the full electrification of Caltrain. I want to just really thank and congratulate the agency and all of the staff and contractors and everyone who got this system electrified. And now this is like the cherry on top, having the trains actually enter the system. And they are beautiful, and they are going to have long, healthy lives and just get so many people where they're going as we come out of the pandemic and as transit ridership recovers. And I just want to dispel the myth that is out there that no one wants to take transit anymore. That is absolutely, unequivocally made up. It is false. And we know that in all of our systems, on Caltrain, BART, Muni, all of them, ridership is going up. People are returning to transit. It might be in different ways than before, but they are returning. And Caltrain is part of our regional transit system spine. It connects the major hubs, and it is so essential for a fully functional Bay Area transit system. And I also just want to say that public transportation is not optional for the future of the Bay Area. It is essential for our economy, for our quality of life. And we need to stop acting like it's optional, that it's just a frill. It is not. And I will say, I just need to call it the elephant in the room. I'm so happy that we have these beautiful electrified trains right here. We need to make sure that in 2 years and 4 years and 5 years, that we actually have the money to run those trains. Because right now, if we don't take action, and I'm talking about the state of California and ultimately the voters of the Bay Area, if we do nothing, we're going to see massive service cuts on all of these systems in the next 2 to 3 years. Caltrain, Muni, AC Transit, BART, and we need to step up and make sure that these trains are able to run and that they are staffed and maintained. And we worked very hard. I want to thank my colleagues, Assembly Members Ting and Papin, and everyone who we worked together this year to really fight back against some stuff and put together some funding in the budget to shore up our Bay Area and other transit systems as well. But to be clear, we didn't do enough. we didn't do enough and we have more work to do, and I know for me it's my #1 priority next year to make sure that we are putting together state funding to shore up these systems. So congratulations Caltrain, congratulations to the entire Bay Area, and thank you to everyone at the agency who made it happen. Thank you.
Senator Winter, thank you for your championing and advocacy for public transit. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Assemblymember Phil Ting. Assemblymember.
Thanks, Jeff. It's such an exciting day to be here at electrifying Caltrain, finally seeing this vision come to fruition. It's going to save riders time. It's going to be an incredible experience for those of you who haven't had a chance to get inside the train. You're going to love that ride. You're going to love that experience. It's going to save you time getting down to San Jose. And as our senator mentioned, this is something that we are working very hard. We've been so proud at the state level to support Caltrain, and in particular electrification, almost $1 billion in state funding on top of all the federal funding that went into making this a reality. There's still a long way to go. We still have to do the grade separations, but I'm so proud a couple years ago, all of us together collectively as a community worked to get the revenue measure passed for Caltrain so that Caltrain actually for the first time ever has a dedicated revenue stream. And it's a model and something we have to remind ourselves. We have to do that not just for Caltrain, but really for every other agency in the Bay Area. Because without our voter support, without our citizen support, none of these trains could run, none of these trains could operate. This could not be a reality. So thank you, Caltrain, for really leading the way on that measure. You know, Caltrain, this electrified future is so important because we're trying to electrify transportation. As many of you know, transportation accounts for 40% of our greenhouse gas emissions. And while most of us would love to think that it is the trucks, it is the semis, it's really all of us. All of us collectively are really generating that GHG. So if we get out of our cars and we ride the train, we get out of our cars and we walk, or we ride the electric scooter, or we take our bus, we are actually making a huge difference in saving the earth, reducing our climate impact, making sure that our greenhouse gases are going down. So thank you, Caltrain, for really leading that way toward electrification. We need to we need to electrify everything to make sure all transportation is electric and 100% clean. So thank you, Caltrain. So I'm just going to ask Michelle and Jeff to come up. We have, you know, there's no event that goes by without having some certificate to make sure that we are acknowledging the incredible accomplishments. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Jeff, for your leadership. Really appreciate it.
Assemblymember, thank you. Assemblymember Ting, thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like now to invite up my assembly member, because Caltrain is really 3 counties working together: San Francisco, San Mateo, and Santa Clara. I'd like to invite up Assemblymember Diane Papin.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. That's right. So while these trains might originate here, I represent the area that has 30 miles of this track going up and down the peninsula. So needless to say, it serves a great purpose for my community. So I grew up here, and I remember the days when Southern Pacific owned the line, and they felt that we didn't need a commuter rail. They felt that 101 was going to satisfy us for years to come. Obviously, that wasn't such a good deal. So someone who sired me happened to be in the assembly at that time. And the reason why it's called Caltrain is because the state actually stepped in for a couple years to keep the rail alive. And then a few years later, it became locally owned and operated, and we made a go of it. And the reason why I bring up the story is because transportation is about planning for the future. No one can dispute that. And the future is here now because of a lot of planning. So we went from steam to diesel to electrification. And I couldn't be prouder of the planning for the future and going on that train. And that's right, getting to sit in the operation room. I love being at the helm, I ain't gonna lie. But nonetheless, it was amazing to see the modernity of it all. And it's gonna ride clean for our environment. And I agree with Senator Wiener, people are going to get back to transportation. It might be a new way of life, but it ain't going away. It didn't go away way back when, and it's not going to go away in the future. So congratulations to all the communities, all the business, all the labor, all the governmental entities got together.
Whoops.
I know it was earth-shattering, so.
Your voice carries to something.
I know, my voice carries. So I'm not going to let the show stop. I just want to congratulate everyone. Michelle, you've been at the helm of this. Congratulations, and here's to the future. Thank you.
Assemblymember Patrick, thank you very much. And to our legislative delegation here, thank you for your advocacy, support, and only to those that came before, because this was a long-term vision. You just can't do this overnight. It happens by sustained advocacy. Senator, Assembly members, thank you for all the things that you're doing for public transit and for Caltrain. Is this working now? All right. As I mentioned, there's a lot of partnerships that have to happen for something like this to happen. I want to recognize our Executive Director for SFMTA and representing Mayor London Breed's office, Jeff Tumlin. Thank you for being here this morning. I'd like now to bring up the SFCTA Vice Chair and Supervisor, Myrna Miller.
Thank you so much. One of the many amazing things about these trains is that they run on their own power. Caltrain's own power, not generator or diesel. So on behalf of the San Francisco County Transportation Authority, I want to start just by thanking a few people. We just acknowledged Jeff Tumlin. I'd like to acknowledge Chili Chang, the Director of our Transportation Authority, and I'm here representing, of course, Chair Raphael Mandelman and Caltrain Director Shaman Walton. So warm welcome to San Francisco to you all. So Caltrain electrification is key to our regional aspirations, hopes, and dreams. We have just passed in San Francisco a housing element that commits us to thousands of units of affordable housing and market rate housing in San Francisco. Moving people safely, cleanly, sustainably is key to those dreams and hopes. It's an investment to the future of generations in San Francisco, San Mateo County, Santa Clara, and the Peninsula. So I'm so grateful to all the partners, all the elected leaders who made it happen, and to Michelle Bouchard. Where's Michelle go? Thank you so much for everything. Thank you to our state champion, Senator Wiener. Thank you. And Assemblymember Phil Ting, who of course made it happen, to the MTC, all the regional advocates, and everyone who made it happen. Thank you so much for sticking to this project for so many years. Thank you. I am also a proud member of the San Francisco Bicycle Coalition, for decades. And I'm particularly in love with the bike trains. The bike cars are awesome. I'm also a director on the Bay Area Air Quality Management Agency. So the air we breathe on the peninsula will be cleaner because of these trains, because of the work of all the folks that I just listed. It will bring more equitable access on the east side of town in San Francisco and along the peninsula to all communities who have borne the brunt of air pollution and also inequitable access. So that is really awesome. The Transportation Authority, we are so proud to have provided $40 million towards the delivery of this electrification project as part of San Francisco's $80 million contribution to this effort. We're grateful for the partnership that this project forged towards bringing this to San Francisco and someday to the Salesforce Tower and the transit center and the Portal Rail extension. We will do it. We will get there. Thank you again for all of us being here, for all of you who came up to San Francisco, for being part of this historic moment, and for the investment that we're making in future generations. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Supervisor Melgar, thank you. And thank you for your championing public transit too. All of us here are championing public transit. I want to recognize, again, Tilly Chang, Executive Director for the TA, the Portal. Stop by the booth. That's the next big project to get the train all the way downtown. And I also want to recognize Caltrain Director Monique Smuda, who just joined us, representing San Francisco. Monique, thank you. Again, this is a giant effort of everybody working together. So I'd like to bring up Supervisor Matt Dorsey.
Thank you so much. And welcome to District 6. This is the Board of Supervisors District I represent, which is the terminus of Caltrain. It is also the district where we are going to have high-speed rail, and where we're getting ready to, we're preparing for that. It's going to end up also in my district at Salesforce Transit Center with the new, it used to be called DTX, now known as the Portal. I want to express my appreciation to my friends and colleagues who are working so hard on this, starting with State Senator Scott Wiener, who is a longtime friend of mine and former city attorney colleague, and the work that he is doing at the state level, together with other champions for transit, Assemblymember Phil Ting, my predecessor, Assemblymember Matt Haney, who are working so hard to make sure that the state is investing in transit, because this is essential to urbanism. The measure of a city's commitment to equity can be gauged in how it funds transit. This is essential to the future of 21st century urbanism. I want to give a shout out especially to my colleague Myrna Melgar, who not only talks the talk and walks the walk, but bikes the bikes and rides the trains. And I happen to be a supervisor who doesn't own a car, so this is a colleague who's after my own heart. But I also want to give a shout out to Raphael Mandelman, who is chair of the CTA, and Shimon Walton, who does so much work for Caltrain. And then finally, I just want to add that, at a moment when we are celebrating the new generation of trains and preparing for the next generation of high-speed rail, this is a weekend that is also a Muni Heritage Weekend, where we get to celebrate past generations of transit. San Francisco has more historic transit vehicles than any city in the world. And I think it's just great that we're honoring that. Congratulations to Jeff Tumlin and everyone at MTA. Congratulations, Caltrain. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Supervisor Dorsey. And public transit is so vital. And as APTA says, where public transit grows, the economy grows. And so that's why it's so important to achieve economic growth, economic vitality, and equity by making sure everybody has the chance to be mobile and to do what they need to do. As I mentioned earlier, there's so many partners at the federal, state, local level. I'd like to invite up our FTA administrator for the region, Ray Tellis. Ray.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Let me tell you this: transit ridership is on the rise. I should know that. So, yeah, round of applause. So it's great to be with all of you here today. On behalf of the Federal Transit Administration, we couldn't be more excited about this demonstration of the new electric fleet, and certainly the fleet of the future in terms of upcoming service improvements and everything we are doing to contribute to successful transit. And judging by the amount of people here today, you are all just as excited to be here with us celebrating this event. So congratulations, early congratulations, Caltrain. It is projects like this that make it better in terms of an experience for our riders: a cleaner train, a higher capacity train, more frequent train, more reliable service, and faster trains. So in addition to that, however, it's the investment in our communities that means so much to the region. That is a staggering statistic that that San Francisco and the Bay Area has the most transit vehicles in the world. Congratulations, Jeff. That is quite remarkable. In terms of electrification, that means better air quality, emission reductions, and a positive step towards climate change, which is so important to our current administration. President Biden is focused on climate change, and this gets us closer to that goal, where we're going to have zero emissions in terms of vehicles and the transit fleets by 2050. So as we celebrate here today and throughout the Bay Area, I think it is wonderful, and this is why the federal government provides this kind of financial support. We've contributed close to $1 billion to this project, and we are proud to have done so. We have done so in partnership with Caltrain, in partnership with Caltrain's leadership. And so I want to join all of you again, and I hope you join me in September when these new electric trains will run from San Francisco to San Jose. Indeed, plenty room for applause. So with that, Michelle, I want to thank you and the electrification team. Remarkable job, remarkable partnership. And to all of your folks at Caltrain, all of them fielding all of these tents, and to you, Chair Jeff, congratulations. Glad to be with you here this morning.
All right, thank you for all your support for Caltrain, and thank you for joining us today. September 2024, put it on your calendar. Electrified Caltrain service from San Francisco to San Jose. Making it happen, leading the front, is our Executive Director, Michelle Bouchard. Michelle, come on up. Give it up for Michelle and her team.
I'm told I'm the last thing standing between you and an awesome block party, so I'll be super brief. I want to give a shout out to the men and women who every day operate, maintain, and construct on this right-of-way safely. They're the ones that are doing it every day, so thank you so much. I also have so much gratitude to be part of the small but mighty team of Caltrain employees who have benefited, and we stand on the shoulders of decades of visionary leadership, and we are working hard to bring you this transformational investment, and truly it is transformational. It is the thing that needs to be in place to get us to downtown, to also spur on generational investments at Redwood City and down at Diridon, and hopefully further down to Gilroy. So I just also want to thank so much the leadership at Caltrain, and with that, I'm going to give it back to Jeff. Have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And if you want to get up early on Monday, you can join many of us in Gilroy at 7 o'clock as we announce our 4th train down to Gilroy. So look forward to seeing all of you in Gilroy Monday at 7 o'clock. With that, the other thank you I want to give is to Casey, who you're going to meet in a minute, and her fabulous team for throwing our 2nd block party to show off our electric trains to the public. So Casey, come on up, and thank you and your team.
All right, who's ready to see electric train? Yeah, all right. This is what you need to know. There's already a long line because there's so many people excited to see the trains. If you have a ticket right now that says between 10 and 11, please go ahead and go in line, and we're letting people on to see the train now. If you don't have a ticket yet, you should enjoy all the fun things that we have here, many free activities, some photos, some free prints. And then at 11:30 we'll have a raffle, so make sure you get your tickets. We're gonna have cool things like these t-shirts, big trains, all sorts of fun things. We're so happy you're here today. If you have any questions, look for someone wearing these shirts and we will try and answer your questions. Thank you so much for being here. Please enjoy the trains. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay.
This line, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Sorry about that confusion. Thanks. Good amount of people.
Boy, a crowd thinned out here. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this it? Okay, we can get on here. Okay, morning. We got some little rubberized train cars and so forth.
Welcome.
Yeah, I assume they're going to give away those HO scales as a raffle prize later on, right? There we go.
Good morning. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bicycles.
Hey y'all, welcome to the bike car.
Well, how you doing? Oh, thank you. I remember when I saw these under construction. I was over there in Salt Lake. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
They only had been in operation for a couple of months in 2019.
Yeah. Hey y'all, welcome to the bike car. Lots of space here to park the bikes.
That's what I like to meet. Yes, sir.
Bicycle club. Okay. We got the Sattler guy on the next two.
Definitely gonna miss that for us.
You like my chain?
He sometimes responds to our lesson down emails. Oh, hi, George. Nice to meet you. I'm Paula. Yeah, nice to meet you. Good morning. This is the bathroom car. Yeah. No, not at all. Careful, guys. Good morning. Sorry. Morning. All right. Please buy you, George.
Diaper changing. Nice seats. Oh, can I sit here for a while?
The ease of that, though, I guess, was it?
So is it only one area, or?
So there's this one here. There's another one right there as well. So that's okay.
Nice corridor.
Oh, that's Smith's.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
False alarm. Last